So today, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the awareness raising in a box and how you can benefit from it and create your own cyber awareness program. Now, we often like to think that a cyber awareness program has more to do with marketing than with cybersecurity, in the sense that it tries to promote cybersecurity messages that are both memorable and easy to understand. So it tries to teach employees how to help protect from cybersecurity threats and raise the overall cybersecurity culture of the organization. That means help employees adopt cybersecurity hygiene practices that are readily available to use in their day-to-day tasks. Now, why you need a cyber awareness program? As we mentioned yesterday in the ENISA threat landscape, phishing campaigns and social engineering are the number one way for attackers to gain initial access into your organization. That alone should be sufficient. But apart from that, there are new threats that are emerging. Organizations can no longer just rely on their technological defenses to be safe. You all know it takes just one employee clicking the wrong link to make bad things happen. And let's face it, your employees are your line of defense. In case you're still not sure, major accepted cybersecurity certification standards require an awareness-raising program, both for internal employees as well as external contractors. So it's important. Now, a review of the ENISA Awareness Raising in a Box. Now, Awareness Raising in a Box is a comprehensive set of guides that can guide you step by step into creating your own cyber awareness program. I will briefly take you through the 8 steps of the main guide that are there to help you create your program. So step number 1, setting the objectives. Now, the objectives of your cyber awareness programs stem from the risk assessment of your organization, so they are specific to the risks that you face. What we propose is that they're set using the SMART, let's say, methodology, so they need to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Each organization might have different objectives, but there are some general ones that usually apply to all organizations. For example, promote cybersecurity education and culture within the organization, be prepared for cyber incidents, develop an understanding of emerging cybersecurity threats and landscape, promote cybersecurity culture, test my security policy and procedures. So some general objectives that can help you. Step number 2, okay, we did not even say it, but we need financial resources to develop an awareness-raising program. So management plays here a critical role. We should engage with them from the very first stages of developing and designing the cyber awareness program, so they can make sure to allocate the right budget for this. Again, if budget is limited, some tips that we also propose: try to limit the scope of the awareness campaign to only the specific topics or the highest risks. Reuse existing materials and resources or update old ones. Select some open source material all created in-house, or even exploit synergies with the cybersecurity community to help educate your employees. Human resources, step number 3. So it is important to make sure that you engage with the right people inside your organization to develop your program. Now, we have identified some roles that are key into the success of cyber awareness programs. And each one of them is crucial into specific steps in the life cycle of the program. Now, together, these roles form the cyber awareness team of your organization, or CAT or CAT. So they are crucial into the success of the program. Step number 4, defining a target group. So it's important to define the target audience of the program. It's usually very efficient to bundle a group of employees together because they might require similar messages to be directed to them. For example, the C-level executives might require an awareness campaign that is specifically for spear phishing. More technical employees might need something that's more like tied to their technical tasks. So it's good to define the target groups inside your organization. Step number 5, select the right tools in order to deliver this training. So we provide some examples such as infographics, posters, puzzles, live presentations. Again, each group might require the right tool in order to have a campaign that is most effective. For example, it's difficult to have a C-level executive see through a 2-hour training video, but they might be way more engaged into running a simulation exercise or a game. Similarly, you might have some very busy department. It's difficult to have them sit through a scheduled instructor-led program. Then maybe give them a pace, a pace yourself training. So it's important to select the right tools for the program. Here are some examples of the campaign we have created in ENISA for targeted sectors. So this is the healthcare sector campaign we ran last year. These have been translated into several languages, including Italian. This is some material from the energy sector campaign. Again, this year we will create a campaign for the transport sector, and we try to help wherever possible the sectors across the Union. Step number 6, it's important to create a plan for the program. This is an example yearly plan. You see it includes several activities. It's important to include also in your plan some kind of quizzes and testing exercises in order to see the overall level of experience of your employees or how effective your campaigns have been until that point. So it's important to create and have this yearly plan. Now, after we have this plan, the next step is to move into the implementation. Now, cybersecurity training is an ongoing process. It's not a snapshot inside the year or a once-off exercise. So it's important that it's taking place continuously and it's evolving. Now, there are 3 periods that are considered most relevant to delivering these trainings. So the first one is when an employee joins the organization, so as part of the induction program. The second one is after an incident, is a great way to impart some knowledge regarding that incident, some lessons learned. It becomes way more memorable, let's say. And of course, at regular interval throughout the year, for example, see the calendar that we mentioned in step number 6. And finally, the evaluation and improvement of the program. It's important to set the right KPIs in order to be able to measure, evaluate, and improve the program. Some 5 reasons we have identified why our cyber awareness programs fail is that sometimes the KPIs are poorly defined, so the objectives are not well defined using the SMART methodology. The parts of the program lack the right accountability. So we have the roles defined, but we not give them the specific accountability into these roles. The objectives are not achievable. So we've set some grand objectives that are not easy to achieve inside the yearly plan. Number 4, they're not specific enough, so we've created some kind of vague objectives that we cannot actually achieve, or they are too hard to measure. So it's important that we set the right KPIs for this. Now, some other tips we can give. So in order to multiply the effect of the program. Quick wins count. Sometimes it's way more effective. Let's say you are the target of a spear phishing campaign. Sometimes it's way more effective to gather all employees inside a room and explain what's going on and give them the right direction on how to protect themselves than brainstorm for 2 weeks for a campaign regarding this incident. Keep it simple. Again, sometimes way more effective, just send out a public service announcement, email to the whole employees than spending 2 months creating a specific program. Identify strategies to magnify the effects of your program. Train a trainer. again, give people the responsibility and the tools in order to train other employees. Use cyber awareness champions. If you have people that are enthusiastic about cybersecurity, even though they are not part of the cybersecurity team, just make them an official part of the whole awareness raising strategy. Have them impart this enthusiasm to other employees as well. And inject cyber awareness into other events. Let's say you have a strategy day, another team building event. Just inject some kind of cybersecurity awareness inside that event. Again, it makes it much more memorable and enjoyable. And of course, what we've seen is that gamification really helps. So creating some kind of simulation or game, it's easy to determine how your team would react in a safe environment. It helps identify flaws and gaps into your organization and how to remediate them. It can help you test the coordination between different departments in your organization. So it's a great way to test all these things, and often it saves money as well. It doesn't have to be complex. Even sometimes an easy quiz, a multiple choice answer quiz can help. It's a great way to stimulate cybersecurity knowledge into another event or an irrelevant occasion. Or you can go for even more complex game like this game that we have developed on ENISA, and we're trying to also make a digital version of it. So you can spend like whole hours playing this game with different departments and creating a whole simulation around it. Some methods of delivery that we also consider, you can train at your own pace. So we have all this material and translate into several languages into our website. So you can download it, go through it, train at your own pace. Then again, depending on our very limited resources, we can help you create your own virtual or physical workshops. This can be workshops in order to create these games in real life and deliver upon request. And of course, practice into this makes perfect. And finally, what we're trying to develop this year is a crisis communication guide. This can help you, deliver the right messages in cases of an incident or a crisis. We're trying to create sector-agnostic and editable material for the awareness raising, so you can easily take the templates and create your own material for your sector, for your organization. This would be really helpful for SMEs as well. We're trying to create expansion packs for our game, including new threats like bring your own device. It's a major concerns for organizations, DDoS attacks, and other. As I said, we're trying to create an online version of our game. Again, this will be really helpful for you to have readily available and play. And we're working on other translations. So we'd love to have your feedback on this, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.